to serious problems that affect our health, relationships, and overall well-being. Now, these bad habits can have a toll when it comes to our well-being. Now, some common bad habits include procrastination. Most of us tend to procrastinate when it comes to issues that we need to do: overheating, smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, and spending too much time on social media. Did you see any habit that you recognize? Well, it's important to identify our bad habits or some bad habits and work towards breaking them. Now, overcoming bad habits can be challenging, but it's definitely possible if you put your mind and thoughts to it. Like I mentioned before, I am Jumai Manson. I am not doing it alone. I have with me my colleague, no other person than Annabelle Chong Joseph. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me on the show.
You are most welcome. I don't know. Talking about bad habits, you know, everyone has a why are you
I have a lot.
You have a lot. Now, talking about this is an issue. You know, when I was back in the day in the higher institution, and a friend of mine, she'll always say, if you're going to ask me to do a task, don't make it a habit. Don't make it a habit of asking me to maybe pass this to you or do that to you or help me with this. Don't make it a habit. But we know that there are some very bad habits that affect each and every one of us.
Right.
Procrastination, for instance. Oh, like like sometimes when you set the alarm for 5 o'clock and okay, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes till you go to that particular event really late. These behavioral patterns that happen, and a lot of people have a lot of bad habits when it comes to cigarettes, substance abuse, you know, the abuse of drugs and substance, alcohol, and all of that. Some have the habit of, you know, a lot of bad habits I don't want to mention, lying, you know, stealing, and, you know, doing a lot of things. It's breaking hearts, part of the bad habits. So tell us in brief, what's your own take when it comes to behavioral patterns, bad habits, overcoming negative habits?
Okay, so you know, when you were speaking and you said some things and I'm like, I do that. Now, you know, there are some of these bad habits that we see them and we think they are not really bad habits, maybe it's just a normal thing and all of that. But then it affects our health.
Yes, it
now,
does.
I will talk about overeating. And I'll also talk about, you know, the phone, social media thing.
Yes.
And I'll also talk about procrastination. That's because I can resonate around those issues.
Exactly.
Right. So when it comes to, you know, overeating, you know, sometimes just because you're hungry and you just want to eat and eat and eat. And when they serve you a little dish of plate, you know, you get angry about it. Like, no, why would you serve me that? I want like a heap of food. And now it's not healthy. It's not good. Like, especially, you know, once you age, you don't eat so much, you eat in portion sizes. And a lot of people don't understand that. They get to feel like, oh, if I eat plenty, that's when the food works better. But then the food works better when you eat just little. So for you to overcome the habits of overeating, now you have to discipline yourself and learn to eat in portion sizes. You have to change your plates. If you're using a big bowl, now you have to bring it down to a smaller bowl. Just start it bit by bit, and before you know it, you will get over that particular habit.
You know, you can hear my giggle from the side, because I have a friend who will tell you, Jumai, the truth is, some people, there was a time when she was much more younger.
Right.
And she said she loves she loves tea. She loves, and she went to her cousin's place who are very prim and proper. And then the thing is, she's used to the very large size cups and all of that. And her cousins are with the smaller mugs. They take the tea, and then she started crying. And so where she's coming from, it's very big. But I think, you know, teaching these behavioral patterns has to start from a very tender age.
Right.
For our children to understand that, hey, there's some habits that you will not condone. There's some habits that you have to let go of.
Yeah.
You might think that people feel that eating is a very good thing. Yes, once you eat, it means that you're very healthy, you're satisfied. Like, that is a very, like when you see food in sizes and you just wonder, what is this? And the person tells you it's not enough. I want more. And even when the person is full, they tend to, you know, put in more and all of that. It's a really bad habit when it comes to that issue.
Yeah, so sometimes it bothers me when I see parents serving a little like a toddler, a child, someone who is like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, a lot of food. I mean, you feel like, oh, it's because that's luxury. No, because we have the money, we can afford it. Now, that's very unhealthy to the child. Now, you're making them feel like when you eat a little, it kills you. This is the right size for you to eat. Now, when you grow, you now start seeing that portion is too small. Now you keep increasing it.
Exactly.
You keep increasing it. Now, especially when it comes to the male child or the men. Sometimes you'll be like, you see a man eating 2 plates of rice, and I'm like, really? It's not healthy. Then that's carbohydrate, for Christ's sake. And then it's not well balanced, no vegetables, no enough protein, and all of that. So the food goes like very plain, and it's not healthy. So just the way you mentioned, it starts from a very young age. So parents should be able to develop this habit of eradicating that, because once you do it and later your child starts eating too much, as a parent you get tired. So you have to start teaching the child from that young age. You teach them, you say no to them sometimes when they want to eat certain food, so they know that, okay, you're looking out for their health, and let them understand that no, it is not healthy. Okay, eat this, it's healthy. Do not eat this, it's not healthy.
Now, talking about food, let's just look at some kids that cannot eat food without protein, and there's some adults who cannot eat rice or the regular swallow without they'll tell you, once there is no protein, I will not eat. That's a very bad habit.
Well, it is a bad habit, but it is a good thing.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I have my reasons. As someone who deals with food,
I beg to differ. I beg to differ on this point.
That's fine. It's okay. We're
not hungry.
We're learning.
You're not hungry.
Now, that's because we always eat with the mindset for hunger. We eat to feed hunger. We don't eat to feed our health. They say food is medicine. Food can either be medicine to you, or it can be harmful to you. You can feed that problem that is in your body, or you can heal it.
Okay.
Now, protein is very important. That's why we say eat balanced meal. Now, protein doesn't have to be meat. Now, that's where I say you can be right.
Exactly.
Now, protein doesn't have to be meat. Flesh.
I am talking about the meat. I'm talking about flesh, where someone would tell you, I cannot eat without 2 slices of meat, or 2 chunks of meat. Let me say 2 chunks of, or 3 chunks.
Eating too much of protein is even unhealthy.
But that is what the person wants.
Now you need to understand that that's really a bad habit.
Okay, now you're with me on this.
No, I am with you from day one. But then, no, but it is a bad habit. Now, if you want something, if it's not available, and they say it's not available, I feel you should understand. If it's not available and you want it, you provide it. And when you provide it, it's okay. But trust me, you don't have to always eat that all the time. Okay. You have to regulate, cut down on eating all this red meat. No, you have to cut down on it. Eat more of vegetables. They are more healthy. They are natural. So, and here, especially in Nigeria, we feel like vegetable grass. Hey, no. You cannot eat it. But that's a bad habit, really.
It's a bad habit. Let's quickly go on a very quick break, and then we're going to identify some of these habits, and then let's know what you can relate with, and then what can bring about that change in knowing that this is a bad habit and coming out of that bad habit. Stay tuned. It's Insight Today. Do not go anywhere. The program continues shortly. See, you look at All right, you are welcome back to the program Insight Today, and we're talking about behavioral patterns, identifying bad habits, and Annabelle has been cracking me up all through the program, we spoke about food, and now we're going to be talking about phone. But first of all, before you know that you have a bad habit, you have to identify that you have this particular issue. It is an issue, it's a problem, and it is dangerous to your well-being, like I mentioned at the beginning of the program. Now let's talk about phone. Some people cannot do without their phones.
A lot.
They sleep with their phones, wake up with their phones by their side, and of course some do not even pray. They tell you, oh, I'm coming. They put more preference to their phones, to social media. Explain that to me.
It's tiring, really, especially for the young people. And I think right now the older people, like the older adults, are even going on with the trend instead of trying to correct the error. Imagine someone, just the way you mentioned, you don't even get to pray. You wake up in the morning, the first thing, like unconsciously, that comes to your head is, where is my phone? Exactly. And I've heard people say, I can't do without my phone. Like, my phone is my everything.
Really?
Like, how would you even say that? Your eyesight, it affects your eye,
yes,
it affects your brain, because that light ray goes up to your eyes, to your brain. So it affects your health, really. We're all guilty of that. I am guilty, I'm sorry to say, but I regulate it.
That's what I wanted to say, that regulating that. Some of us had to, it was a work in progress, that we can drop our phones and stay like a day and just say, okay, fine, let it ring, I'm going to reply calls, I just want to take a chill pill and just relax and don't even think about that, because this is detrimental to one's well-being.
As we're talking right now, my phone has been on silence for over a week. Not because it's not important, but because I just feel like if the phone does not even ring, I might not even remember to pick it. Let me rest, because sometimes it affects my eyes and then it's always bothering me. Imagine I'm coming to work, always on my computer, I'm going home, always on my phone. Okay, when do I get break? There's always light, there's always, your brains need to rest. But they're always busy. It's either from work, from market, from how, you don't even allow your brain to rest. So that's why sometimes you tend to see that, you tell yourself that, oh, I've been doing this, I've been reading, I've been studying, I've been doing it, but why did I? You don't know that your brain is tired and you didn't give it the time to reboot. So it really, this phone thing, it cannot be overemphasized though.
And among the youth.
Yeah, and we really, really need to discipline ourselves, and then how do we regulate it? Try and rest, try and keep in some things can wait, some business honestly can wait, but for emergencies we can't say emergencies can never wait. But some things, you can have a client who is trying to reach out to you, I want this, you can just tell, please, can I have just 1 hour, I'll get back to you. So you just have this little break, and then it won't kill you, it won't spoil your relationship with people. That is discipline. So when we do that, we'll be able to help ourselves, maintain good habit, and then help those triggers and those things that will cause us not even live a healthy life.
I like that. It's very important that we understand that the phone is, regulating your phone. The phone is a good thing.
It is.
But when it's out of hand, when you cannot do without it, some people might be in, let me say, they have to be in Wuse now, and they live in Gwarimpa, and they forgot their phone. Halfway, they will turn around.
Yeah.
They will go back home to get their phone. They can't just, okay, let it just be
when
there.
I come back.
Attend to it later. So it's something that we really need to work on. It's very important, so we won't get addicted to negative vibes and negative things. Now, it's very important that we've spoken about food, we've spoken about phones. Let us talk about mood swings. A lot of people have mood swings. Annabelle, what's going on?
Oh my God, I hate mood swings with the whole of my life. Do you know what I call it? Demonic. I hate mood. No, seriously. If you're around me, you have mood swing, you finish me, because I'm an exciting person. I'm always happy. So imagine I have someone who I love so much, I care about, and the next minute that I'm supposed to, maybe I have one exciting thing to talk to them, and then you're like,
I know there are people like that. People derive joy in just having those mood swings, as in making other people feel uncomfortable, doing it purposely.
And they'll tell you it's my nature. That is who I am.
Really?
Oh,
kidding me?
that's deep.
You're affecting the whole room, like really seriously. Some people have, and I want to mention another bad habit. Don't put me on the spot. I'm warning you, Annabelle. Like the picture was seen on TV now. People that bite their nails.
Hey, I know someone that does that a lot, but I won't mention the person there. Don't you dare! God, why? You never really bite your nails.
it took a very good friend of mine to actually, it dawned on me when this friend of mine have never raised his voice before. This is someone I've known for years.
Right.
Nice. The day he said, why would you, what is wrong with, when someone tells it to you and it rings a bell, and you wonder, okay, everyone has been saying it, but this person just said it, because this person has always supported whatever you do. So when this person said it, okay.
And I had to tell this person, can you fix like long nails so that you don't have to always bite your
It's okay.
But that's a bad habit though. I think it should, it's not something that you say, it affects people's mood or people's emotion or other people. But for you, for your own good, for your own beauty, for your own girly thing,
it's okay.
You have to.
We hear you.
Sometimes when you are hitting the nail on the head.
Well, of course. And let's talk about another bad habit. When you're cooking and you're watching a soap opera and the food tends to burn.
My dad will send you out.
Another thing, people just get, when this popular Indian, I don't want to mention because that'll be advert, when it was on the rise, and mothers, women were glued to their TV, especially when it comes to series, foods were getting burnt. I know a friend of mine that actually burnt her food, almost burnt their house because she was glued to the TV set and she was cooking at the same time. And for those that are cigarette smokers, that's a bad habit, especially when you're doing it in the midst of people. The third-hand smoker, it affects the lungs of those individuals. So please, I know it's a process for people to stop that kind of habit, but gradually you will definitely stop. Oh my God, we have a lot of bad habits that we've not mentioned, but like I said, identifying it is very, very important. Now let's talk about be specific about what you want to change. It's very important that you've identified that this is a bad habit and you are specific that, oh my goodness, like that lady that it's always biting her nails. Now she fixes nails and she's now girly and she's now high. Now you have to understand triggers. Like you have to figure out what situations or emotions lead you to engage in that habit. Very important. You should try as much as possible to program your mind and try and stay away from things that will trigger you into such behavioral patterns. Now set realistic goals. Start small and gradually increase your effort. Like there is no effort that's a waste. Sometimes you have to try as much as possible. Okay, I promise that I will not look at my phone for the next 1 hour, or you can start with 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then it increases. Okay, no effort is small.
Yeah, and another thing, consistency.
Yes.
You start today and you're like 1 week and okay, let me rest, I'll continue. You'll forget. It's like you're going to come start again from the start. So you have to be consistent.
Make it a habit, a positive habit. Now replace the habit. Find healthier alternatives to satisfy your needs. Now sometimes when you want to just look at your phone or something, engage in a very important, discuss with a friend. You can read books. You can actually read books. People don't read these days. They find it really difficult, but you have to read. Now seek support. Talk to friends, family, or a therapist for encouragement and accountability. Now be patient and be persistent. It takes time and effort to break a habit. Yes, it does. But do you know what? Above all, don't get discouraged if you slip up. Of course, you know that you can overcome any bad habit with dedication and the right strategies. Annabelle, thank you so much for being a part of Inside Today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Did I hit home?
Yeah, you did that. Because I'm very sure everybody has touched the stone has hit everybody. Okay.
All right, thank you all so much for being a part of Inside Today. And hey, remember, you can overcome any bad habit with dedication and the right support and strategies. I am Jumai Manson. Annabelle, thank you so much for being a part of the program.
Thank you.
Have an amazing day ahead. From Annabelle and I, we will say bye-bye.